Welcome to Pure Cringe. We are the show that takes you back through first seasons of fabulous Bravo shows. We are doing Southern Charm. We're right back. We're literally on the tail end now, Heather. Episode
Yeah.
7. It's called
Yes.
The Third Man.
I'm kind of happy with myself because I had a long break between watching episode 6 and then watching episode 7. And it was just funny because I was like, what do they mean, the third man? Is that like the name of a book or like is this a literary reference like T-Rav makes? And then I was like, oh no, because we still, wink, wink, don't know who the third man that Kathryn slept with in 3 weeks was. Wink, wink.
Yeah, even though we knew the entire time. Literally the entire time.
I have no idea what I'm going to drink to either every time they mention Kathryn and T-Rav in any way, shape, or form, which means I'll be sauced by the third scene, or anytime Captain Obvious or something else comes to the party. I'll just cringe at everything. How about that? Because I have some
That
drinks
seems
on
about
board,
right.
and I am ready to break this snooze of an episode down. It really was a snoozer. It's like they ran out of material.
They did. They did. There's a ton of filler in here. So we'll try to move through that as quickly as possible, guys. There's a ton of filler scenes in here. And so, Heather, let us know what we're supposed to be paying attention to for this episode.
Yep, because we got to figure out exactly where the producers of this show want us to be. Like, what mindset should we be in, Maria, before we sit down? Maybe it's been a couple weeks. What do they want to remind us of? Now let's all go back. Previously on, we open with Kathryn and Thomas standing outside that wine bar that they went to the night that they decided that they were going to make it work, baby or not, before they knew that they didn't have a baby yet, where she admits to Thomas that she did have a little fling with Shep. That's man number 1.
If you're counting, right?
And we all know who man number 2 is. That's Mr. T-Rav himself. So we go back over the fact that she and T-Rav and Kathryn talk about that Whitney put the moves on him, on Kathryn, and that she kissed him. And then Whitney denied it to T-Rav, and then Kathryn denied it after Whitney denied it. So she was walking back the fact that she had done something with Whitney. So he's not the third man for right now. And then we go to his beautiful dinner party where it's interesting. We're focused on the fact that T-Rav went off on Whitney and called him intolerant and judgmental. And then Craig dropping the bombshell of 3 people in 3 weeks. And I was like, boy, that was a really, really short intro when I realized, they're bringing us right back to the party because we got to see the aftermath of that. So we pick up in the middle of the fight. We get to relive it with Craig, essentially saying that women are crazy, and Kathryn being like, well, you know, if you want the truth, you could lose me, so bye. And she leaves. Craig is gone. Everybody's gone. Yeah.
Believe what you want, lose what you want.
Lose what you want. That's right. It was a good line. I should have gone back and figured it out. But so we have Thomas, JD, Shep. Danny's there. She just hasn't come back into the room. So they're essentially like, Shep is saying that Craig is crazy because they don't like each other really. And blah, blah, blah. But then Danny comes in and has the burst of, I don't know, a single brain cell to be like, yeah, of course Kathryn's mad. Somebody accused her of sleeping with 3 people in 3 weeks and you didn't have her back. Like, in your house. She's living here with you, dude.
Which is mind-blowing to me. I'm sorry.
I know. And the best part, though, was that they cut to Kathryn, who I saw her outside and I was like, oh, she hasn't left? And then I was like, oh, she's heading back towards the house and kind of like looking around. And then she mentioned her car got towed. So she does skulk back in. And Thomas realizes that he should have stood up for her. And Shep, what did Shep say? Shep was like, well, I only slept with 2 people at the table, and he's giving himself a pat on the back because he thinks everything is funny. But thankfully, and I'll drink to this, T-Rav was like, you know what? That's funny. Yeah, it is a bit of a double standard that Shep can be sitting at the table and have had relations with everybody that would with him. And we're getting on Kathryn for letting a couple boys taste the fruit.
Well, I don't even think it's that. If we really go back, this all started because Kathryn said something about the fact that she didn't think it was classy, something that Craig had said, right? And so basically he was just, and I get it, he was like, who are you to talk about class? Right.
Well, we'll get to hear his side of the story. It's okay. We know you're with Team Craig, and you all are ready to start stoning Team Kathryn.
I don't want to stone her. I also don't. I just don't feel like I don't feel like we can ignore the fact that these weren't just 3 random dudes. These were 3 random dudes on a TV show.
That may be true. There are also, as we've learned, 3 random dudes that have slept with the same people already, not just Ms. Kathryn Dennis.
For sure.
It's interesting because I feel for Craig in a lot of situations that come along in future episodes because he is younger than some of the gentlemen. And I can't forget that Kathryn, who we will learn about her beginnings later on in the episode, she's 21 years old. You can point to the stuff that Kathryn does she's 21 years old. The stuff that these dudes do in their 30s, 40s, and 50s is
it's bonkers.
Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, poor Tom. He's getting blindsided by the fact that the girl that he brought home from a party maybe has been brought home from a party by other people.
Oh yeah, there's nothing to feel sorry for Thomas about. No. I just don't think that. Yeah, I just don't think Kathryn is. I don't think this is something that has happened to her. I think these are situations that she sought out. She sought out these things. That's all I'm saying is this wasn't a situation where something horrible happened to her. These were decisions that she made, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent.
She continues to make bad decisions, as does everybody.
Truly. I felt like when she was walking outside looking for her car, it looked like Whitechapel in the 1800s. I felt like at any moment, Jack the Ripper was going to come out, and it was creepy as hell.
Oh, she looked like a 21-year-old stalker outside the house because she was like within another house length from Thomas's house across the street. I was just like, just go back in. You know you're going back in. You don't got nowhere to go. Yeah,
she said her car was towed. Her car's gone. What are you going to do? And I feel like it's interesting that Shep has that moment where he says, he makes a big deal out of it. He's like, I'm not going to judge Kathryn. But then he judges her.
Oh, of course. Yes.
In the same sentence, right? He says that she clipped him by 1.
Yeah, because he also.
And I think what he meant was eclipsed, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when Thomas is like, and I actually wrote, Thomas amazingly discusses the double standard.
Yes. But before she does come back in the house, I think Danny slapped a little sense into him, which is funny because nobody else sitting in that room, men, were like, oh well, we know why she's upset. Because this is your lady. If this is your lady, claim your lady. You know what I mean? Not just be like, oh, they don't like you anymore and push her away. Oh, everybody thinks you're pretty. You could be my girlfriend. And then, oh, people think you're slutty. You can't be my girlfriend. It's weird. He can't make up his own mind about anything.
They're horrible friends to each other.
They're all terrible.
To be fair, they're horrible friends to each other. So in reality, how could we expect them to be good partners, right? They are so horrible to each other. At any given moment, they take the opportunity to badmouth each other in their confessionals and to say snarky shit. So my expectations of their behavior now, I finally got it through my semi-thick scullion. my expectations of their behavior are very low now. I don't expect, like, I'm not surprised at all. And Craig will say this later. I'm not, and excuse me, so will Shep, I believe, that Thomas really doesn't care to do any investigating around the third man. I accept that because these guys have, just like to your point earlier, just the worst behavior. Their baseline of behavior is just so bad. And it does take someone like Danny who is not like them and who they respect. That's another thing too. Even though Thomas, she's the one that got away, he does respect her.
Oh yeah. It's also really ruined his plan to rub Kathryn in her nose. You could have had all this.
Yeah, even talking about the bar girl at the golf club didn't do. Don't forget that was all that same night too, that story.
I know. It's just funny. It's just so cringy. Ooh,
oh my God.
There I go. I mean,
so the next day, you ready to move on to the next day? I don't want to stay in his cringy house. The next day, Shep and Craig meet at a bar downtown. Do you know the name of the bar?
Charleston Beer Works.
So we're adding that to our list. That place looks super cute. Craig is playing basketball very poorly.
Oh, pop a shot. He's stank.
Yeah. He says that he has reflected on his behavior and he doesn't feel bad.
No, yeah.
And then Shep tells Craig that he was pissed off about what Craig said. And Shep also sort of intones that he didn't really know about Whitney.
Yeah, he says flat out, I didn't know about Whitney. And I don't think Craig really knows about Whitney either, because when people
I think
actually
he's extrapolating,
say their things. So I heard from this person who saw that person talk to this person.
Yes, I was expecting facts, weren't you?
He said that one of his friends saw Kathryn and Whitney leave Republic together and that they obviously went home together. And so he's the third man. That's a lot of...
That's a lot. It's a very flimsy case. I agree.
But we did have her earlier in the season get a ride from Whitney, or she was over at Whitney's, and they've talked about how he brought her to his house and they supposedly kissed. We've seen all the pieces, so it's a little nugget in our head that we're like, okay. And Craig was like, I think that Kathryn's using Thomas, and Shep says, I think she actually likes him. Which, who knows?
That's the thing. It's really hard to tell, right? And we skid over to Thomas's house to see if we can get some more information. And Tom is making a screwdriver.
Yeah.
And he makes one for Kathryn. And they take a walkie-talkie. He says he's really falling for her. They talk about the party. And Thomas says that he regrets not stepping in. God bless him. It took him long enough to actually say that he regretted not sticking up for her. I think it really takes him a minute. She also, at this point, doubles down on her denial of sleeping with Whitney.
She's not a liar.
No, but she is just a criminal when it comes to makeup. A motherfucking criminal.
Oh, we can't make fun of 2014.
The color palette, like she's got cool tones on her cheek, like hot pink, and then she's got like orange hair, and then she has that clumpy mascara. Unbelievable. So bad. It's like she doesn't have a mirror. It's honestly like she doesn't have a mirror. We head back to the bar with Craig and Shep.
Yeah.
And they're playing like it looked like air hockey maybe. Craig is trying to tell Shep that Kathryn wants to be on the show without breaking the fourth wall. That's my interpretation of this.
Yeah, that she's just trying, actually.
Because she doesn't need the money, right? We can agree on this.
That's what they're saying. She doesn't.
And
need
the house
money.
is falling apart, but
yeah, like the freaking shutters still coming off the front of the house. They were eating on their quote best china, which we will see later on in the show. I don't know what Kathryn necessarily has for goals or anything like that, but they actually said, or Craig, I think it was, said that, and Shep called it out, that she's just using Thomas Ravenel to get into their inner circle. And I was like, oh, because your inner circle is so important. that she wants you. Guess you guys do have a TV show, so maybe it is super important. But essentially, Craig feels that he is Thomas Ravenel's protector and that he is going to unmask this. I don't even know what he would characterize
she's
her
like a
as.
gold digger, but not for money, but for fame.
Yeah, she's
like what they would call today a clout chaser.
Yes.
And yeah, Craig does think it's his job as a friend to keep Thomas from getting screwed over. And Shep is like, your job is to keep your mouth shut. Yeah, and very Southern perspective, I think. It seems to me like that's a very...
I think Shep's coming to realize that you can't be like, because all of his actions, people would be trying to protect people, like other people from him. He's like, but just let it. Thomas is a big guy. He's a big boy and whatever. It's just, I don't know. I'm honestly surprised we're talking about it this much, right?
Yeah.
The plot line that we have at episode 7 of one of these types of shows are usually everything's coming to a head. But I feel like it's just kept changing and coming to a head. And I think that honestly is because Kathryn's not a character. She's not a part of the show. So we really are getting to be able to watch these folks. They're really interested in showing us how they work through all this drama with another character without actually having to bring her into the plot points and give her a voice or any of those things.
Right, because she's not a friend of theirs, so she has no natural connection to the group. And I think that's what Craig is feeling too, probably, right? This is someone who came in and who is just really is trying to worm their way in, however she can. And so I get that he feels like he's the only one who sees it. But of course, this is the point, and we talked about this before, where we really see how formulaic Southern charm is, because this is where we start to talk about the obligatory cast trip that now we see it's ubiquitous on every show. There are some shows like the Ultimate Girls Trip that are predicated on the actual trip and have none of the other context. So that's how big those became. So he invites everybody, the core group of men first, up to the farm, which is his family farm in Boykin, South Carolina. He says he likes to hunt and he's hoping they're going to have a guys' night. The girls will come up the next day. And he says he doesn't want any Thomas and Kathryn drama, any Scarlett and Rhett Butler drama.
No
and
drama.
I get it.
Leave the drama at home.
I totally get it.
Not at his house, not his family house.
And I understand, right? Especially because the two of them, even though Shep is trying to be cool about it and be like, maybe they really like each other. Even if they really like each other, they give off a toxic energy, even through the television. Yeah. Right? So it's the next morning at Thomas's house, and Kathryn is there, and they discuss him meeting her parents. And this is where I wrote in huge letters, Heather, ? Timeline ?
Well, so what's interesting is that based on what they were both wearing, I think it's the same day as the screwdriver and walk, because she's wearing the same clothes. So it's like they got up in the morning, had a screwdriver, went out for a walk, came back, and now they're going to her family's house to meet her mother, her father, and her grandmother, who we already met when we thought she was pregnant.
This is bonkers. How long have they known each other? She's living there.
Hasn't moved out of the house, because then otherwise she just wouldn't be invited to anything.
She's not on the show. Yeah.
So by staying there, she gets to be part of all of Thomas's filming, which is brilliant. And they're gonna go to her house, so there's another plot line around her. The interesting thing is that I think that he's being genuine, like he wants to meet, because he was ready. He expected Danny to swoon after,
for sure,
getting one date and going to JD's barbecue, and he thought that they were going to get engaged. You know what I mean? So she does, though, drop a bomb on him. And that is the fact that her family is sober. There's no booze in the house, which is hilarious because she's been drunk every scene that she's been in.
Yeah, she has alcohol in her hand in every scene.
Every time.
Yep.
So no wonder she doesn't live back home, which we will talk about later. But yeah, so she drops that bomb on him and we go straight to Whitney's house.
So
And
I like anything involving Cameron because to me, she's the only sunshine we can look at here. So she pulls up in her new whip. I love those white BMWs. She picks up Whitney at Patricia's house and she's taking him to look at a potential stabbing cabin. It's actually a very interesting looking loft with exposed brick and a staircase to the upper level. He does some weird shit, talks about being on a pole. I can't with him. Whitney grosses me out. The moral of the story is he decides to take it. And Cameron says exactly probably what I would say, which is he should have a party there. And I think it would be cool for them. And it kind of opens the door to start talking about Thomas's party. And so she asks how he feels about Thomas's judgments of him. And Whitney says that it was weird and that he's worried about Thomas. And that Cam says that Craig wasn't very nice to Kathryn and asks about the third man. And Whitney denies it, but cannot stop smirking. Worst actor award goes to Whitney, right?
It's ridiculous just
He
because
definitely fucked her, yes.
he's like, 3 people? I wasn't even listening to what they're talking about. It was just like, do you know who the third? Do you think you know who the third person is? And he was like, they were talking about people. I didn't hear. And she lets it go because she's Cam, and she's not going to push him further because, of course, he's the only other person, unless
Who will
Craig
film
is
with her.
mad because he was the third.
Yes.
And she immediately then went to Shep and then immediately went back to T-Rav. But
so
who
funny.
knows? But
so
yeah,
funny. I was watching it going, is he serious?
it's
Oh
just,
my God.
he's gross. Yes, I've drank a couple times since we started talking about this scene because it's gross. Also, I was ew because Cameron goes up to his door. He opens the door and he's like, "Hey, baby."
Bodacious.
Hey, baby. And then he says that she looks bodacious. I was just like, I want to punch you in the face every time I see you. I feel like if I were to touch you, it'd be greasy. I don't like it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, he's like Wormtongue. He's just gross. He's awful.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we are,
On our way to Grandma's house.
we are for real over the river and through the woods. Thomas and Kathryn drive down basically 2 miles of dirt road to get to her house. We have a ton of weird, awkward intros, a couple of hugs that went in for and patting and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They sing Grace.
No, crazy.
I have no idea what was on those plates. Now that I think about it, it might have been grits. I'm a little frightened. And then the dad asks to speak to Thomas.
Yes.
And asks if they're dating, which I have to assume he knows if he says that he's such a good friend to his daughter. I'm assuming he knows this already because she isn't at home. And then they both say that they want the best for her. And the father says that the age difference doesn't matter because his aunt dated someone who was 40 years older than her. Something
we
insane.
already heard from her grandma.
Something insane. So then Thomas says one of those comments that make her sound like she is a steer. And he says that he knows that she comes from good stock.
Yep. And then he thought a second to understand what Thomas was saying. And then he laughed. And he's like, yeah, that took care of all his worries on that T-Rav guy. He seems like a good guy. And I'm sorry
that
to
was
go
like
into
the
that
worst.
It was ridiculous. When her mom, I think it was like, so you're not coming back to Monk's Corner? I'm like, no, she's going to stay in his house in Charleston or whatever sad apartment she has in Charleston. Why would she want to come back there?
Oh my God. It looks like a small version of The Haunting of Hill House. It really looks depressing.
But now you know what she's running from. She
of course.
She does not want to end up in Monk's Corner with her grandma, her mom, and her dad.
Who can blame her, Heather? Who could possibly blame her?
No. And then we go back to everybody getting ready to go on this hunting weekend at Shep's family's place. And so we see Whit gathering all his guns from the corners of his rooms his nice assault rifle. He tells us about how much he loves guns and shooting guns and just guns and bullets and ammunition in general. And then Thomas picks up Shep. He picks up Whitney. And of course, poor JD and Craig had to work. So they're coming up separately themselves. Then we arrive at the 1700s family farm. The cabin was built in the 1800s and it was rebuilt by his dad and his buddies when he was going to law school.
I know you just came back from a camping weekend, Heather. So is this a place where you would stay? Would you stay in a place like this?
Maybe if you took everything out of it and started over with the decor, maybe.
Yeah.
But it looks like they don't want a single hunting trip to go to waste. Going hunting for them is about the trophy, not necessarily the food or anything else. Because it's like we went on this long tour around. As soon as they opened the door, I was like, I don't think there's enough antlers in that one. I think you could add some more. But it's, oh, this rattlesnake my grandpa killed on the farm, and here I shot this deer and this, that, and the other thing. So I'm like, we've heard a lot about how great of a hunter he is, been doing it forever, bagged his first deer in what looks like diapers. So yay, it's going to be so much fun. And I've been hunting, so I'm not saying that hunting is bad. It's just, we'll find out. So
it's
Whitney
not my thing.
Yeah.
I can't lie. And I understand that I eat meat and stuff, so nobody come at us. Like, I understand that the meat that I eat is killed and all of these things. I don't think I want to be the person directly.
Yeah,
and I'm not an outdoorsy person either. I'm much more of a city mouse.
At some point, if the power grid goes down and all of those things, then yes, I will hunt for food and I will let somebody make me delicious deer jerky. But other than that, it's not something that I've ever been into, but I know a lot of people are.
I'm more of JD. I'm at the grocery store getting food and getting liquor.
Yeah, he was packing up his cooler.
That's
and stuff
much
like
more
that.
me. That's something I could nail, Heather. Like,
well,
you need me to do that on a vacation? I can do that for us.
I think it's funny because, like, Whitney, before we jump to JD packing a cooler and picking up Craig, and they're both in their work clothes, like, Whitney's like, oh, Kathryn's coming. She's a bit of a pill. Like, when's crazy time gonna show up? Which is so funny because he is the guy who is trying not to get found out, because, as he says, he doesn't want to ruin a friendship with somebody who he's been friends with for, I don't know, 6 months to 10 years. Who knows? But, like, you're not doing yourself any favors. Like, I have something inherently wrong with me with all the people, Craig, who pursued her and had a crush on her and she rejected him, and Shep, who took her home from a bar when they were both drunk, and Whitney, don't come for me, Whitney, but he's so sleazy and gross. And then it's just so funny that 2 out of the 3 are just talking about how terrible she is and she's crazy and all this stuff. And it's like, you tried to, or you did put your in there, like, you know.
Yeah, and I know what you're getting at.
Coming back for you, and stop talking about her.
I know what you're getting at. I will say, I also think that because these are in confessionals when they're saying it, I think, one, they feel empowered to be even more, to have more hyperbole, number one. But I also think that when they're doing the confessional, they're talking about how they feel now. They can't remember how they felt then. They're talking about how they feel now. So this is months later. So other stuff has happened that we don't even know.
Yeah. Like
stuff between these people that is probably influencing the way that they're acting now. Those confessionals are done later after the show wraps.
Right. No.
So I don't remember anything that happens in these next episodes.
Well, we got to be leading up to something, right? I can't believe there's still several scenes left. It feels like nothing else happens, but
nothing else really does. Once they get to Shep's, they start making dinner and drinking wine from Walmart. Do you like wine, Heather? I'm not even sure.
I do drink wine. I mean, wine from Walmart, you can get an expensive wine at Walmart, just like you can get a cheap wine at Walmart. But I thought it was funny because they were doing all the cooking before JD and Craig arrive. And as soon as they arrive and they're like going to sit down and have dinner, I really think that Thomas and Whitney are wasted
Oh,
at this
probably.
point. I think they've
Yeah.
been drinking for a while
Yep.
because, I don't know, the whole next scene, like the dinner, like they're, doing whatever. Craig's finding knives and stuff when he comes
Oh,
in.
yeah.
It's
I don't
just-
even care.
It's just testosterone, blah, blah, blah. Thomas says he's not hunting because he has a felony conviction, so he can't
Yep.
be walking around the woods with firearms. Shep and Danny gets brought up, where I guess this is where Shep says that he doesn't deserve Danny. It's fun while it lasts,
Yes.
and we'll learn a little bit more about Danny later. And then Kathryn and Whitney, I think, gets brought up again.
Yeah, because he says he wants complete congeniality. Craig says he'll keep his mouth shut. And then Shep says that Thomas doesn't really want to know. And then the next morning, it's 5:45 a.m. They get up to go hunting. They meet Alan, the hunt master. They sat out on their ATVs. Back in the city at Jenna's house, Cam and Danny pick her up, and then they head to pick up Kathryn, who has moved into Thomas's house.
Yep, she's it. Thomas is, and they're talking about it. They're like, oh, she just moved in.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have too, if I want to be on the show.
Yeah, she wants you on
Get
the
my
show very
voice heard.
badly.
Then they're
And so
back to
it's-
hunting.
Yeah, 9 a.m. on the farm. You know what I labeled this scene, Heather? I think I can get it done in one sentence. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Boys chasing dogs, chasing hogs.
I love it.
Is that haiku?
thought-
I'm not sure.
I thought you were going to say it was the dichotomy of Shep, which
I don't
somebody
care about
says.
that. I don't care about that. Yeah, because Whitney has to tell us that Shep will get up early in the morning to go hunting, but when it comes to work, he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, because he doesn't have to. His priorities are that he's kind of like the Lord of the Manor. Just like you are, Whitney. Why are you so fucking surprised?
Well,
It's
I
weird to
love the
me.
fact that they end that scene on a cliffhanger of a gunshot. It's like,
Yes.
oh, and it almost sounds like somebody says, uh-oh, but then
I
we
thought
just
it was
go
a dog.
right back to the car.
Yeah, and in the car they discuss where Kathryn feels and what's going on in the relationship and whether or not she thinks that they're going to get married and if she wants to
Well,
have a baby.
Did you catch the fact that they were talking about PJ, Jenna King's boyfriend?
Yes, and well, no,
First.
his name is Lou, and they asked for the PJ, the private jet. That's what
Yes,
she wants.
yeah, sorry. You're right. The name is
She
Lou.
wa-
And then
yes.
it's like somebody asked Jenna if she's married,
And she said, "I would
marrying
love to
him.
get married." But he's
Yeah,
married.
she's very smart with her.
Yeah.
I would love to get married. That's a good answer. Is Kathryn want to marry Thomas? And she's like, well, yeah, I guess, yeah. And then Cam is like, is Kathryn naive? Because she's not using protection. And
Yep.
she's excited to have a baby. And you know what? It takes two to make a baby. If she's excited to make a baby and he's apparently excited to make a baby, I don't know why we're all going to,
Right.
blame Kathryn
Why are we all
for the
freaking
fact
out?
that I'd like a baby at 21 years old too. Let's get that thing done and out of. Cam advises her, as Cam should, because she's Cam, even if you get on birth control, like Jesus. And then we go back to the hunters, and honestly, I just stopped writing, except for the fact that Whitney had given up hours ago, which I love that. And they caught nothing. So they're going back to have some beers and get something to eat.
Yeah, Robert Ed, who has worked for the family for years, is cooking for them.
Oh God, I hated that. I can't even.
Yes, and so they have this meal that looks, Heather, delicious. That pork, that like pulled pork, looked super good. And I just kept thinking, oh my God, I just want some good barbecue. I want some mashed potatoes. And there's a barbecue place down the street from where I work. And I'm very much thinking about it right at this moment.
Yeah,
for this week.
I really enjoyed that. I did think it was interesting though. And before I get to what was his name? Robert Ed. I thought it was really interesting that they cut back to the car quickly, and Kathryn told Danny she hopes that it's not awkward because Danny's been doing stuff with Shep. Like she was Shep's date for the dinner. and she's going up with the rest of the girls, although Cam's not dating anybody. And it was funny because Danny's like, no, not at all. And she literally gives what I think her philosophy is: our boyfriend girlfriend time is over, but we can be buddies and have a good time together, and that's fine. So it's interesting because what we saw of Danny that first episode, where it was like, oh, you're Shep's ex, and she's like, yep, yeah, I'm definitely his like ex. But Whitney here also calls Kathryn poison before she shows up, which may be his voiceover, whatever it is. But so interesting. His theme, he's definitely on theme. Just keep mentioning every chance you get how terrible Kathryn is before she even gets
caught.
there.
It's so obvious. It's really sad. So they eat their meal, and Whitney is super quiet. Craig notices, of course.
He's on edge.
And then all of a sudden we see the sun start to go down, and JD heads home, and people start to head inside. Thomas and Kathryn separate from the group, and the conversation here is ick. I do not enjoy. It is the conversation where he's like, you're so sweet and you taste good, and you know, I just
Jeremy was in the room, he gagged.
Yeah. The rest of the ladies are still outside in that pavilion where they ate. And then Craig comes to join them. And then they talk about the car conversation with Kathryn. And Craig thinks that she's lying, and of course, so do I. And then back to Thomas and Kathryn under the moon. He says that she has her own name, money, and then I wrote she does, ? And she doesn't need him. And then
that shutter falling off her grandma's house would tell me that there is not a ton of money there. That country road hasn't been graded in years. But yeah, she makes Tom happy. Mr. Thomas Ravenel is made happy by Kathryn, and that's all that matters. Which is interesting because it's like everybody goes inside, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what the next scene is going to be. But Kathryn gets ready, Thomas goes out of the room, and Whitney was like, hey, Thomas, can I talk to you?
Yeah, and I have to be honest, Heather. I feel for Whitney here a little bit, because even though I think he's horrible, I feel for him because how could he have known that Kathryn would prove so important, right? So he asks for this mano a mano with Thomas, and Whitney is really shocked about how serious he seems about Kathryn. And so Whitney says, I feel like I'm always lecturing you, and as an old friend, I want to come clean. I feel bad. And he said, did I hook up with Kathryn in a moment of weakness? Yes.
Yeah.
And then scene. And it was over, and I was just like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, it was just...
This is television. Hi, everybody. This is television. This is reality television where reality is in quotes.
Right.
But the moment that it all blows by, and so much so that something happens in between her telling Thomas that Whitney kissed her or that she made out with him because she was mad at him about something, and her and Thomas were talking about him. But then the moment that in front of her, Thomas is like, did you? And then he's like, no. And then she's no, yeah, no, of course no. So to me, again, she's 21 years old and Whitney's what, 43, 42, however old Whitney is here.
Right.
Like he obviously, I'm not going to say he took advantage of her because whatever you do with your 21-year-olds is fine. But she took her cue from him that he did not want the fact that they hooked up going out. So much so that she made herself look like an idiot on television by being like, yeah, we did this. It just makes her look shady because now Whitney's like, hey man, we're such good friends that I have to tell you that your girlfriend is lying to you because I did fuck her. Sorry, everybody, language, bleep me out. But it's like, why'd you deny it for what, a month now this has been going on? And now's the time because there's nothing else going on. Like everybody seems to have had a good time. There's no fighting. There was nothing going on. And he's just like, now, you know what? I've got to unburden myself on you because that's what's going to... I hate people like that. They make me so mad.
Oh, I feel the same way, Heather. I feel like these are just the worst. Like I said, they're the worst
They are.
friends. They're the worst. Honestly, I think every episode is just me by the end being like, I'm so grateful these people are my friends.
Me
So,
too.
so I'm dying to see what happens in the next episode.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I hope
something
they bring it
other.
back because it's
Yeah,
gone super far off the rails. Get
I
started.
agree.
Look at these cool, fun parties, and we're meeting these cool, fun people, and oh, they're having a great time. And isn't this place so cool? And now it's like,
Yeah, it's like a
ugh,
telenovela.
I have ick.
No, I know. I know. So I'm glad this one's over. Let's hit the
It's gonna get
categories
better.
hard and we'll see what happens on the other side. So,
Yeah.
first is fashion favorites. And I want to give a little shout out for the cute outfit that Danny wore, the sort of denim romper, the strapless romper that she wore.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm too old for it, but at that age, I think that is cute and super adorbs. And I feel like she always has this effortless, chic. Like I said, she reminds me of Allie. So, hi, Allie, we love you. Yeah, that outfit on her was just super cute. And she is like Cam for me. She's a palette cleanser. How about you? What was your favorite thing that anybody wore in the episode?
I enjoyed Kathryn's going home outfit because, she's been wearing her heart out of things
Yes.
that Thomas has bought her, but she chose some nice jeans and that white like shirt, that kind of A-line shirt. I thought that this is what Kathryn wears when she's around her sober family, and it was very cute. Her makeup was a total disaster, as you mentioned, but she was very cute. So I thought it was fun to see what she would wear to introduce her beau to her family.
Yeah, I like that top too with the lace on the top and
Yeah, she's
the
cute.
nude bra. I thought that was very pretty. It was demure, very sweet. Yeah, good, excellent choice, Heather, as
I
always.
agree with yours as well.
I wish we were there. Of course, the location that inspires us to make us say to ourselves, I wish we were there. I would like to be at Jenna's house. Anytime they're there, I want to go through her closet. I want to pick through her stuff. I feel like it's all rented. There's probably no furniture in there when there's nobody filming. But I really do. I love Jenna's house. So anytime we go there for any reason and we see it, I just think it's gorgeous. It's the kind of place that is just like a dream home, I think, even for any of the folks who live in Charleston. So that's the location for me. I was
Well,
almost going to say the farm, but there's too many bugs.
no, yeah, the farm, honestly, no. It was interesting because it was obvious that even Shep is a guest there. I think Whitney said it's amazing how respectful he is. The hunt master is his dad's cousin, and the hunt master brought the dogs and was going to lead the whole thing. So he talks a good game, but he's really a guest at that place a little bit too, or
Yeah.
he was just being extra fancy with his friends. But I want to go to the Charleston Beer Works, and I want to play Papa Shot
Oh,
against
that's
Jeremy
true.
and beat him. And I think it would be just super cute and fun. So yeah, that's where I wanted to be.
Groovy, very groovy. Oh my gosh, Heather, we are almost done with this episode, but there's still, of course, my two favorites actually in terms of our categories. So let's talk about our spotlight this week.
Yes. So I'm not going to run through the list of spotlights that we've done already, but last time was Mr. Craig Conover. This time I am doing a double spotlight because we only have a couple of episodes left, and y'all know who we're waiting for there because we've left some big people out. So I'm going to do two quick side characters like when I did JD. The first of which has been in the past couple of episodes, fun fly on the wall, a callback from earlier, if we may, Miss Danny. So Danny was born Danny Baird, B-A-I-R-D, and I'm pronouncing it Baird, hopefully that's right. So she was born in 1984, back on May 14th, 1984. She's 41 years old now, but she was 30 years old when this was being filmed and came out. So she was on Southern Charm seasons 1 through 7, and she left in 2021 after episodes or after season 7. And she's always listed as friend for all those seasons. If you look at the Southern Charm site, it'll be like friend for those 7 seasons, which I think is cute. Now, around the time, like, there's not a lot of information on Danny out there, except for some interesting news stories. So, apparently, around the time of filming, this is the information we have on her. She was involved in the wine and spirit industry, which honestly was something that we kind of knew or was hinted at because she seems to be a wine and spirit enthusiast and know a lot about it. But so she decided while she was living in Charleston to become an artist. And so I don't know if that's something that she dabbled in before coming on Southern Charm, but now that's what she does. She has a site called DB Designs, Danny Baird Designs. They estimate her net worth to be between 400,000 and 5 million. So, like, it's a big range, honestly. So, what's interesting is that if you look up anything about her, what you find out is that she's an artist now. She has this site. I went on her website to look at her art, and there are prints for sale. She does custom art pieces and dog portraits, but her actual original art, not a print for sale, didn't have any products listed, which I thought was interesting because she is still in the news. So apparently during filming, and I don't remember this, I don't know if I just didn't watch long enough or they only mentioned it as side character stuff, she was engaged before. She was dating a gentleman named Todd Baldry, who was either widowed or divorced and had kids. And she actually moved out of Charleston to live with him and be around his family. So they got engaged in 2016, which is 2 years after Southern Charm started filming. So I'm assuming I met that through TV. That relationship ended in 2017. So that's literally all there is to know about Danny. But the second person that I thought we'd talk a little bit about is honestly the star of the show. The person that we're always thrilled when we see her on camera. And no, I'm not talking about Cameron or Kathryn Dennis. I'm talking about Patricia Altschul. So
she's
I
the
thought I would
best.
just do a quick live read on her because there's really so much about her. But so, Patricia, if you just go to her regular Wikipedia page, you'll find out that she's an American socialite, an art collector, and a personality on Southern Charm. So her claim to fame truly is being a socialite and an art collector. She's obviously involved in that. So she was born April 16th, the day after one of my sisters, who's April 15th, 1941. And there's some beautiful photos of her on the internet. Just go Google Patricia Altschul and she's a lovely lady. Now, what's interesting is that she was born Patricia Madeline Day. She was born in Jacksonville, Florida. And she grew up in Richmond, Virginia, which is interesting because I feel like if she grew up in Richmond, Virginia, then chances are that Whitney spent some time there. And that is where Craig is from, I think, right? Virginia? Maryland. He was Maryland. It's close enough.
No, Delaware.
Same place. We don't care necessarily about her parents, except for her father was a medical doctor. It's interesting, like she was educated at Marymount School, a couple different schools. She went to George Washington University and she got a bachelor's degree, magna cum laude. And then she got her master's degree in 1965, and these are both in art history and archaeology. So she's no dummy. That's probably
She's
why.
so interesting.
Very interested in the art scene and preservation. She started as an instructor and became an assistant professor in art history at George Washington University, which is where she got her bachelor's degree. Actually, she got her master's degree there too. She lived in Georgetown, which I think is a lovely area. And she owned and ran Arcadia, which is a private art dealership that handled major paintings by Georgia O'Keeffe, some guy named Martin Heed, Frederick
Oh,
Church,
how
and
cool.
Winslow Homer. So she's got some gravitas to just her name, herself, whatever. You can tell that she's lived an interesting life. Now, what's interesting is that it says marriages in her social life. I'm not going to go down. I'm just going to mention her marriages. So in 1962, she married L. Hayes Smith, and they lived in Falls Church in McLean. I dated a boy from Falls Church, Virginia, back in the day. It talks about their son. So Whitney's dad was her first husband, L. Hayes Smith, because Whitney is Whitney Sudler-Smith, and he's obviously born in 1968 in D.C. But they got divorced in 1979, so they divorced a year after Whitney was born. Then she married the doctor and entrepreneur Edward Stitt Fleming in 1989. So in 10 years later, she divorced a doctor and entrepreneur, and then they divorced in 1995 amicably. He actually was a psychiatrist, and he did some really, really interesting things. He founded the Psychiatric Institute of Washington and the Psychiatric Institutes of America. I wish
He doesn't sound creepy at all.
his work was still going forward. Now, in 1996, she married Arthur Goodhart Altschul. What a name. He was a general partner in the investment banking firm of Goldman Sachs, and which is interesting because my stepfather actually worked for Goldman Sachs. So now I need to ask him if he knew Arthur Altschul, and if he did, that would be so interesting. Now, this husband was a prominent art collector and all sorts of very cool things. Now, they went to parties. They wrote an article about whether or not people should attend parties after the World Trade Center. And so it's just lots and lots of interesting things. Now, what's interesting, she moved to Charleston in 2008 from New York, and she purchased the house that we see in this show as Whitney's house or Patricia's house. They go back and forth. So it's a historic house, the Isaac Jenkins Mickle House, Mikel. It's an 1854 Greek Revival residence, and it's lovely. And it was formerly the Charleston Free Public Library, and it was so until the early 1960s when they changed it to a private residence. And he paid over $4.8 million for the house and spent $5 million renovating it, which is crazy.
Cool. That's so cool.
So that's just a brief history. One of the things that I found out on Reddit is that Mr. Altschul, her husband, I think he passed away. Serena from MTV, Serena Altschul. She was an MTV VJ, entertainment news reporter. That's Patricia's husband's daughter.
That's
so that's
so cool.
Whitney's stepsister or whatever it
That's
would
so
be.
cool. She does some
Pillow
stuff with
cover.
Craig, and I think she does stuff like with, I don't know if it's Target or Walmart or I don't know what company she does. And then she has, was it pajamas or was it caftans with dogs on them? I can't remember.
It's got to be caftans because she's always in a caftan. Now, what's interesting is that there's a lot of news articles about her. So one here says that she's announced her plans to release her first ever memoir, Eat, Drink, and Remarry, Memories from a Lifetime of Art, Class, and Southern Charm. Interesting. So that is something
I'd read it.
Written or is writing a book. People just had an article about Todd Chrisley and his wife got out of prison, and apparently he posted something about an Instagram post about how they're going to return to South Carolina. And Patricia Altschul, who is 84 years old, by the way, commented, "There goes the neighborhood." And he's firing
She's
back
so
from
smart.
People magazine.
She's
I've
so smart.
never had an issue with her. I've always held her in high regard. I always thought she was a classy lady. Well, apparently she thinks you are not classy. And then finally, January 31st, 2025, Southern Charms Patricia Altschul confirms she sold her Charleston mansion to her
No.
son, Whitney.
Whitney? Oh, wow.
She says, "I gave him a good deal." So yeah, I think Patricia is amazing. She has been a mover and shaker her entire life. She's got class. She doesn't need to prove it to anyone. I think she's a gift to this show. She really keeps you grounded. If she wasn't there with Cam, I just don't know what I would do.
2 beautifully done spotlights, my friend. Very, very nice. And I think that Danny and Patricia are both really interesting, accomplished women. So I think that's awesome.
We'll go back to the trash next time, folks. Don't you worry.
Oh, yes. And we have some right now. So before we go, we have our most cringeworthy moment. For me, it was Thomas and Kathryn sitting together at Shep's camp in the evening when they were talking and when he was saying that she tasted good and that he just wanted to be with her and all of those gross things. I could not.
I'm going to excuse their behavior. Great choice, by the way. I'm going to drink to that very quickly. But I excuse their behavior a little bit because how long have they known each other? 3 weeks? Literally. Enough time for her to get pregnant and then maybe a couple of, so like 5-6 weeks tops. She's living with him. They're in the newlywed phase. They're showing everybody how much they can't get enough of each other, which is sickening, but we've all witnessed it in relationships. No, I'm going to give my cringeworthy award to the person who just loves to tear people apart, potentially sober, not in the moment with his commentary on the flashbacks, because I have got just page after page here of this one where Whitney is just eviscerating people left and right because he can, and it's just terrible. It's almost like he's trying to write the story of, oh, Kathryn's the bad guy. Kathryn's the bad guy.
Yeah,
which I think
no, you're right. He's trying to control it.
Everybody hold a mirror up except our favorites. We've got the beautiful Cameron. Danny, just upstanding. We used to think JD was a good guy, but then we found out last time or 2 times ago he is not.
Not so much.
I, though, am ready for something to really pop off. Like, they have ended it at a cliffhanger, Maria. Whitney just confessed that he has been all down in Kathryn Dennis's lady parts.
Yep.
And now we're going to find out what Thomas has to say about it.
Yeah, I am dying to see this. I cannot wait for us to come back and chat about it. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Pure Cringe. On behalf of my beautiful co-host, Heather Bombard, my name is Maria McQuaid, and we would love it if you would take a moment to rate and review the podcast. Yes, please. We'll see you soon. Love you, mean it. Bye, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye.